The 2001 Nepalese royal massacre was a tragic event that profoundly affected the country and its royal family. Here's a detailed overview of what happened. It's perhaps one of the most dramatic royal events to ever happen in our lifetimes. On a summer's night in Nepal in 2011, at the Narayanhiti Palace, the then residence of the Nepali monarchy, 9 of the royal family, including King Birendra and Queen Aishwarya, were killed in a mass shooting during a gathering of the royal family at the palace. A drunk crown prince, Birendra Bir Bikram Shah, ambushed a royal family gathering, opening fire and killing 9 people, including his father, the king, before later turning the gun on himself. In a single night, Nepal's royal family was almost entirely wiped out. The massacre reportedly followed an argument between Birendra and his parents, who objected to his plans to marry local aristocrat Devyani Rana. It is believed Birendra was threatened with being disinherited if he continued with the match, and this may have been what drove him to murder on June 1, 2001. Other experts have suggested the king's decision to move towards a constitutional monarchy after an uprising in the 1990s had angered his son, who felt he was giving too much power away and worried about inheriting a diminished role. The events shocked the nation, prompting a grieving public to take to the streets and riot for several days. Many were incredulous that the popular prince could be responsible for such violence. It kicked off a turbulent period in Nepal that culminated in the end of the country's monarchy 7 years after the massacre. Fiercely Republican Maoist politicians rode a wave of public resentment for King Birendra to take the majority in the Constitutional Assembly. The country that believed their royals were living Hindu gods gave the surviving family members 15 days to get out of the palace. A government-appointed inquiry team named Crown Prince Birendra as perpetrator of the massacre. Birendra was declared King of Nepal while comatose after murdering his father and brothers. He died in hospital 3 days after the massacre without regaining consciousness. Birendra's brother Gyanendra then became king. While we may never know his real intentions, Birendra wasn't a ruler for long. Hours after the massacre, he was declared brain dead, and his uncle Gyanendra became Nepal's 3rd king in 3 days. Let me tell you about Crown Prince Birendra, a beloved prince with a dual character. Crown Prince Birendra, the eldest child of King Birendra and Queen Aishwarya, was beloved by the people of Nepal, who fondly nicknamed him Dippy. From the beginning, he probably didn't get the love he should have as a child. That's what reportedly belief is. Relatives told the world on the 10th anniversary of the massacre. Prince Birendra was educated at Eton College, the venerated British institution that schools future kings and prime ministers. It was during this time he reportedly met the love of his life, Miss Rana, who was also studying in England. The daughter of a leading Nepalese politician, who was the descendant of an Indian Maharaja, might seem like the perfect match for a prince. But Queen Aishwarya was determined to break up the relationship, instead insisting her son marry a distant relative of the House of Shah. Miss Rana's family were also skeptical. While the marriage would have made her the future queen of Nepal, her mother warned her she would have to get used to a far less lavish lifestyle. Rana had grown up accustomed to extreme comfort and wealth, but Birendra and Devyani continued to see each other in secret for years, while the crown prince begged his parents to let them wed. By 2001, the relationship between the king and queen and their firstborn son was at breaking point. Newspaper clippings at the time reveal the prince's decision to not marry as he reached his 30s was threatening his status as heir to the throne. One article dated from May 27, 2001, suggested people are asking why the crown prince is unmarried at this age and whether his future as the heir to the throne is in danger. It is high time His Royal Highness got married. The Nepali people wished to celebrate his marriage soon and in the grandest manner, it concluded. But no one expected a dinner at the palace dining hall just days later would end with bloodshed. According to a government report into the massacre, Prince Birendra showed up to a dinner party at the palace drunk on whiskey and high after smoking a special kind of cigarette prepared with a mixture of hashish and another unnamed black substance. After picking a fight with another guest, Birendra was escorted back to his chambers by his brother Narayan and a cousin. From his bedroom, he called Miss Rana 3 times. She told authorities he was slurring his speech, but said the prince told her during their final conversation that he was going to bed. Instead, he emerged from his bedroom dressed in army fatigues and carrying 3 guns, including an M16 assault rifle. A palace aide spotted him at the top of the stairs, but reportedly didn't think anything was amiss given the prince was known for collecting guns. The dinner party in the billiard room was a private event just for royals, so no guards were present. As the prince opened fire on his father, palace aides said they tried to break through a glass door to rescue the other members of the royal family. A witness told the New York Times after killing several people in the billiard room, the prince went in search of his mother in the garden. "Don't do it, please, kill me if you want," his little brother Narayan reportedly said while shielding the queen. Dipendra murdered them both. Finally, after the killing of 9 of the prince's own relatives, including his parents and younger siblings, the prince's uncle stepped forward. "You have done enough damage, hand over the gun now," he told his nephew. Instead, Prince Dipendra shot and wounded him before turning the gun on himself. Dipendra's motive for the murders is unknown, and there are various theories. Dipendra wanted to marry Devyani Rana, whom he had met in the United Kingdom. Some allege that due to her mother's family being from lower-class royals of India and her father's political alliances, the royal family objected. It was dubbed Nepal's Kennedy assassination. The 2001 Nepalese royal massacre was a tragic and shocking event that resulted in the deaths of several high-ranking members of the Nepalese royal family. Prince Dipendra, the perpetrator, targeted his family during a gathering at the Narayanhiti Royal Palace, leading to a significant shift in Nepal's monarchy and political landscape. The aftermath of the massacre included the rise of Prince Birendra as king and a deep national reflection on the implications of the tragedy. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more Fudgy Stories updates.